What's up YouTube? For today's video, we're a full cheek pouch ability Pokemon team. So if a Pokemon eats a berry, it pretty much restores a third of its maximum health after having that berry's effect. So you can use a lot of the strategy here with berries. Now, there's only 5 Pokemon that get the cheek pouch ability, so it's going to be a pretty good challenge. I've got 2 battles today. Both these battles are really long due to all the berry animations. First battle here, this one is going to be against Angus. First Pokemon we got here is going to be the Pidove, and it's also shiny as well. Maybe we'll have a theme team here. Let me see if we can guess this. So first Pokemon I've got is going to be Bunnelby. This is an interesting set. I've got Substitute, I've got Sword Dance, I've got Flail, and I've got Endure. The item is going to be Berry, and what I'm going to try and do is get myself down on 1 health, but boost my speed with the cheek pouch ability. The EV spread is going to be max attack, Adamant Nature, and I've also got max speed. So Pidove is going to go for a Tailwind here, and Hypnosis is going to miss, which is very good. Now we're going to throw up the Substitute here on the Bunnelby. Now remember, Bunnelby has got cheek pouch, not huge power, so it's not hitting very hard at all. So Dual Wing Beat is going to miss. Man, I've had some really good luck so far. And now we're going to throw up the Sword Dance. So Sword Dance is going to be boosting Bunnelby's attack by 2 stages, which I really need. Now the Pidove is going to go for a Dual Wing Beat here. That is going to break the first Substitute, and now I'm going to hit the second one. But I was thinking to myself, well, I can actually go for another Substitute here, and then I can get another cheek pouch. So throwing up Substitute again there, eating my berry. So this is going to give me a +1 of speed, and I'm going to have the sub there. And of course, cheek pouch is going to activate, giving me a third of my health back there. So I'm thinking, well, this is going to be great, right? I might be able to use this Flail very soon. So the Tailwind is going to go here. I'm going to outspeed the Pidove and go for the Flail. Now, I know the Flail won't take Pidove out, but it still did really good damage, so I was definitely happy with that. Now, Pidove is going to reset the Tailwind up here, and now it's going to get that Tailwind for 4 turns. So here comes Dual Wing Beat. Now, this turn, what I did is I actually went for, I believe I went for another... Actually, no, I actually went for another Sword Dance here to get like another boost in attack. I was thinking there for a sec, should I go for Sub or should I go for Sword Dance? Like, that was definitely the best play to go for. So now I've got +4 on attack. So I went for the Endure here because I'm going to try and stall out that Tailwind. And here comes another Dual Wing Beat that's going to hit my Bunnelby. But I'm going to be on 1 health there. So at this point, there was 1 more turn of Tailwind left. I went for a double Endure here, and we're going to get another turn wasted there on the Tailwind, which is awesome. So another Dual Wing Beat and another 1 health there, people. The merch is available. So now that the Tailwind is going to disappear, I can outspeed the Pidove, but then the Pidove and Endure, you wouldn't read about it, people. So now the Pidove is enduring my Flail. So go for Flail at full base power at +4, doing some excellent damage there to Bobby the Pidove. Now Bobby the Pidove is going to be fainting this turn, so bye Pidove. So now I'm in a very strong position where I can hit really hard with Flail. Next Pokemon is going to be Tranquil. You don't get to see this very often. It's also shiny too. Actually looks pretty cool. So go for another Flail here on the Tranquil, and that is going to be taken. What? That's Bobby and Billy. Who's next? Bobby, Billy, and Ben. Next Pokemon's going to be Mittens, and it's going to be the Lipass. It's like, well, this might use Fake Out or Sucker Punch here. Let's see what it's going to do. So instead of attacking me, it actually used Substitute itself. I was like, oh, that really sucks. So I'm assuming this is definitely a Prankster set. And now they're going to be behind the Substitute and going for a Dark Pulse, taking me out there, which really sucks. So bye Bunnelby. You did your best job there. I mean, I'd say they probably would have got around me with the Substitute and the Prankster anyway. I'm not really 100% sure what this sort of set is. I know that it's got Substitute and Dark Pulse, so maybe some sort of scummy flinching set. So we're going to bring in Skwovet here. I've got Belly Drum, Body Slam, Rest, and Stockpile. This actually works pretty well. And now we're going to Lipass go for Sand Attack. So it's a really scummy evasion there, dropping my... Actually, let me explain what this Skwovet set is. So we got max health and got max special defense. I've got the item as Citrus Berry and Cheek Pouch, so you get a lot of recovery back with that, right? So you get the Belly Drum off, and then you get Cheek Pouch activation, and then you get Citrus Berry. So it's pretty nice. It basically puts you back at full health. So the other move the Lipass had was this Thunder Wave. So this is filthy. So it's got Thunder Wave, Dank Pulse, Sand Attack, and Sub to get that dub. The other move we're going to need a Stockpile too. See, if you can get like a lot of stockpiles up, this thing actually becomes really bulky, and essentially you can get a Belly Drum up for free and, you know, take hardly any damage at all. I've also got Rest there so I can heal off any statuses. So finally, my cheek pouch is going to activate here. So firstly, I got the citrus. Watch this. Like, look how much you get back from this. It's absolutely crazy. So I got the citrus, and then I got the cheek pouch. Like, it virtually got all of it back, Millie, which is really cool. So going for the body slam here on the Lipard. Going to squash that sub to get that dub, and that's going to break that easily. Now, people, if you do enjoy the theme tease, do make sure you drop a like on the video there. Really helps me out and helps you out too, because you get to see my videos more in your subscriptions like that. So any comments and likes, that helps you see my videos more if you're not seeing them too often. That's how YouTube works these days, and be awesome if you could do that. So anyway, we got the sub here, still on the Lipard. What was happening? It kept going for sand attack, and I kept getting paralyzed here, which is really annoying. Now the dart pot, it's not doing like a huge amount of damage to me, but there is a chance of a flinch on top of that too. So I might get flinched, I might get paralyzed, or I might miss. So they're all the things that could possibly happen here. What I was thinking, if I can get enough body slams on this Lipard, it won't be able to use substitute anymore, and I eventually will be able to take it out. So I thought, right, but then the Lipard is going to eat a berry, and it's going to be a citrus berry, and this is all going to start over again. So it's going to get more health back. So now we're just hiding behind the substitute here, and body slam is going to miss. I mean, they didn't have a lot of sand attacks up against me. That, you know, it was enough for me to actually miss a couple of attacks. So here's another dart pulse there. I was thinking about actually going for rest, but then the only problem is if I do go for rest, I will be asleep for 2 turns. So I might become set-up fodder for another Pokemon. And I don't really want to do that just at the moment. Plus, I've got, you know, +6 in attack too. So, you know, I'm a pretty potent sweeper right now. So I'm going to get flinched there, and I can't use rest anyway. I actually decided to go for rest that turn, but it never happened. And Skwovet is going to faint. So I got completely scummed out there by Lipard. Nothing I could do. Next Pokemon we're going to bring in is going to be Diggersby. So Diggersby's got Cheek Pouch. This is an ability you'd probably never use or see on Diggersby, but I've got a funny special set, and this was really cool. So I've got Sub, I've got Earth Power, and I've also got Recycle and Hyper Beam. I've got the item for Cheek Pouch, it's Staff Berry. So Staff Berry randomly raises a stat by 2, so I thought, wow, this would be pretty cool if I can get the Diggersby to get a special attack boost. And then what I can do is I can make use of Cheek Pouch, heal myself up, recycle the Staff Berry again, and get another +2, and just continually do it over and over. But that'll depend how much damage I actually take, right? So finally, Lipard goes down to a couple of Earth Powers here. Next Pokemon is going to be the Unpheasant. I actually have to do a Pit of Evo team. I don't believe I've done that before. I really should do that. Anyway, it's going to be a critting set, I know, because it used Focus Energy, and I'm going to throw the sub up here. Now, this thing's got Super Luck as the ability, so this is going to be critting me all over the place. So here comes a Air Cutter. Obviously, that's going to get rid of my sub there. So I've got to be very careful here I don't get hit by this. I'm going to need to get, like, another sub up to get this Staff Berry going. So go for Substitute, praying for either a special attack boost or a speed boost. I'd like a speed boost. And I've got a sharp rise in attack. You wouldn't read about it. So now I've got Cheek Pouch kicking in, but that's going to allow me to get another substitute up here afterwards, or I may even be able to recycle another berry. Now the Unpheasants go for a very unpleasant Heat Wave. That is also going to break my sub because it's got, I'd say it's probably got a Scope Lens on top of that as well, like on the moves that don't have a critical hit chance. So I thought, let's take a risk here. Let's go for Recycle and get that Staff Berry, and hopefully I'll be able to live this attack. And they went for Hyper Beam as well. They've got a Hyper Beam on their set. So bye-bye Diggersby. But I get to use Diggersby a lot in the second battle there. This set really shines, you know, really, really shines. Bye-bye Diggersby. You did your best there. Next Pokemon to bring in is going to be Dedenne. Now, this set is a very bulky set. Now, I have used this in the past, I believe, but this might be a little bit different, or it might be the same. It's been a hot minute. So I've got Recycle, Parabolic Charge, Charge, and Toxic. At this stage, I'm very, very scared of this Unpheasant. It's very unpleasant. It's critting all the time. And I also notice it is on Recharge this turn. So I can go for a Dynamax Dedenne and hopefully take this out in one shot. Now, this was the Pokemon that, I'll be honest, I really didn't want to be Dynamaxing because it's not really made for Dynamaxing, but I've got no choice here. I have to take out this bird. The EV spread on this is going to be max health and max defense. So I've got no special attacking EVs at all, right? So I was like, I hope this actually takes it out. And, you know, Unpheasant isn't really super bulky. So I guess just the, you know, power, the stab and the, the power of a max lightning was enough to take it out. Now, this is also going to be a Citrus Berry Cheek Pouch set, and it's got Charge and Parabolic Charge too to make it very bulky. So with max health and max defense, it's extremely bulky. Charge boosts its special defense and also powers up Parabolic Charge too. Parabolic Charge is pretty nice because you can suck that health back. And I've also got Toxic on there too if I do get walled and Parabolic Charges, you know, doing nothing. Or there's a Volt Absorb Pokemon round, something like that. Speaking of annoying rats, we got Morpeko coming in, and it's going to be a battle of the Pikachu clones here, people. So Morpeko is going to change into its form like 69 times, and it's going to go for a Fake Tears here. I was like, oh, that's bad. So Fake Tears is going to drop my special defense, which is telling me that this set probably is a special attacking set, and I probably need to, you know, swap this out. So now I'm currently at -4 in special attack. I really don't want to get hit by, even at some sort of neutral damage would do a lot. And if I lose Dedenne right now, I'll be dead. So I've got to swap it out and go into another Pokemon. So that's the end of my Dynamax here. Swapping Dedenne out there. I don't want to have those -4 in special events and going into Greedent. Now, Greedent's going to be a, I was actually going to run a Ganlonberry stuffed cheek set, but I actually gave it Keyberry instead, so I was trying to do something a bit different, but yeah, Keyberry is not going to be working out. I took way too much damage from Rising Voltage then. Unfortunately, the Electric Terrain really suited the Morpeko, and Rising Voltage is giving like a heap of damage. So this was a stuffed cheek set with Body Press. I've actually run this in the past. It's extremely good. So with stuffed cheeks, if you actually consume a berry, you get +2 in defense, and then, you know, if it's a Ganlonberry or like a Keyberry, right, it'll get like +3, so it's very, very good there. I gave it max health and max defense with the Amnesia. I've also got rest in there for recovery, and obviously we've got Cheap Patch there, so it works very, very nicely. And in that case, it didn't work nicely because I swapped into a special attacking move boosted by the Electric Terrain, so it wasn't the greatest setup there. Now the Morpeko is going to go for its own Electric Terrain. So like, okay, that's going to benefit me if I can take Morpeko out. You know, that's the thing here, right? So I've firstly got to get Toxic on this little rodent, and I got that Toxic, which is good. So I'm going to need to leave a couple of turns there. Whether it's just going to go for Fake Tears or just start attacking me with Rising Voltage is another thing. I'm thinking they may just attack me there because I don't have a lot of health left. Now, what I can do here is I can go for Charge and then Parabolic Charge to take it out and then get some health back. That'll be kind of nice. That'll also boost my electric type move too. So Morpeko's going to change form for like the 100th time. It's going to be going for a Rising Voltage here. And, you know, that does a lot of damage to me. Nearly half my health. So I actually going to need to go for a Recycle very, very soon. I mean, I'll get the first one. I'll get the first Citrus Berry, and then I'll get the first Cheek Pouch activation. But then after that, I'm going to need to recycle my Citrus Berry back to get that all over again. So now Morpeko's going to get hit by the Toxic, and it's going to do its little change from Hangry mode into non-Hangry mode, and it's going to be hitting me with another Rising Voltage. So here it comes. It's going to be very, very powerful, and I live that, you know, rather nicely there. So it's a 3-hit KO. Now my Citrus Berry is going to kick in here, and I'm going to get that healing. You watch how much, like, this is a crazy amount of healing when you think about it. So we've got the Citrus and then the Cheek Pouch. That's a lot of heal. Like, it almost gets me like half my health back there. 2 minutes of this battle left, going for a Parabolic Charge, and that is enough to take out the Morpeko. So this might be some sort of theme. Team, if you can guess what it is, let me know below in the comment section of the video. I'm a little bit bamboozled at the moment. At the start, I thought it was going to be like a Pidove Evo team, but it's got all of them in there, but it's not it. Next Pokemon is going to be Boltund. It's popped a Fire Fang there. Since I'm running that max health, max defensive set, I'm very, very bulky. And, you know, this thing only has coverage moves now. Like, I was thinking it might have, like, you know, thinking Electric and Fairy. What can it really use apart from Fire Fang and Psychic Fang? That's about it. It really can't do too much. 60 seconds left of this battle. They're getting another Cheek Pouch activation on my Dedenne, and we are all the way back up to full health there. My opponent hasn't Dynamax yet, so I'm thinking, okay, they might possibly try and Dynamax this turn, but even a Max Flare, that's not going to do like heaps of damage here. So I've got the Toxic up there. The first one actually missed on Boltund. Now Boltund, we've got like 30 seconds of the battle left. It's lost the Electric Terrain. Not that it really matters too much. I mean, they could go for Electric move. I don't think it's going to really do too much here. So this is going to virtually be the last turn here because the Dynamax animation is going to take up like, let's say like almost 20 seconds of this battle when you think about it, right? This is one thing I hope Gen 9 actually fixes. When there's animations of like moves and stuff like that, it shouldn't be counting the time down then. It should be counting only when you're actually making a move. Like, what do you think about that? I think that's quite a fair thing. So getting hit by a Max Mindstorm there, I'm assuming that's coming from Psychic Fangs, considering it is a physical move. And I think that's only its I want to say that's its only psychic move. So go for Parabolic Charge there. It's not going to do a lot of damage, but I am going to get some more recovery from the, Parabolic Charge, and that's going to take some more toxic damage here. So I was like, well, I wonder who's going to actually win here. But it turns out I had enough health there, but I definitely wasn't going to lose against Bolton because I had the Recycle combination there. So there you go. That was the very first battle. Let's get on to battle number 2 here. This is a battle against Scarlet, and I'd say we have a team here as well. The first Pokemon we're versing is going to be Glalie. This is a team. I wonder if you can guess it. Now, my first Pokemon this time is going to be Diggersby. I was like, well, this really is a horrible matchup. One ice move is really going to destroy me. Now, Glalie's going to go for a block here, so I'm like, well, looks like I'm not swapping, and Diggersby is going to be throwing sub up here. So at least I've got a sub juice. I was like, I wonder what sort of set this Glalie is. Then Glalie swapped out, which made me think it's some sort of, it's got some sort of status move. So we got the Lycanroc coming in. So what I'm going to be doing is go for an Earth Power here. I was like, well, that's going to be really good on Lycanroc, and I did excellent damage, almost taking it out. Now, I was having a little bit of think about this, right? Because it went for Hyper Voice. Like, oh no, that's going to pass through my sub. Now, it's not doing lots of damage, but now it's got a Throat Spray. So I was like, what I'm going to do is allow it to hit me again just by going Substitute, because I want to let this get a Staff Berry up against me, right? So here comes the Snarl. Snarl is going to put me right in Staff Berry range. Unfortunately, it's going to drop my special attacks. I'm like, bugger, that sucks. Now, Staff Berry is going to activate here, and I got another attack boost. I'm like, come on, that really, really sucks. So now I'm going to get that Cheek Pouch back, and that's going to give me a health boost. So I was like, okay, I'm going to waste another turn here, because what I'm going to do is go for Recycle this turn. So here comes Hyper Voice. I do live that one, and now I can go for the Recycle. This is going to be my very last turn I can go for Recycle, because I believe that, Hyper Voice will take me out the next turn if I try and go for any more Recycle shenanigans. So as you can see, I can keep getting this berry over and over again. It's very good. So Cheek Pouch is going to give me another third of my health back there. It's going to be close where the Hyper Voice actually takes me out here. I was like, hopefully I can get something, and I just lived, but unfortunately I got another useless boost there from the Staff Berry. So Lycanroc is going to be going down there, but I thought it was a good opportunity to try and get that happening, but it wasn't. I just got very unlucky with Staff Berry. That's the thing about Staff Berry. It randomly raises the stats. So you never know what you're going to get. Out comes Aron there. Amazing nickname. And it's going to be hopefully getting one-shotted by Earth Power. So first things first, let's go for a cycle. Let's get a good boost here. So boosting up my stats, getting that Staff Berry. What stat will we get today, people? What stat will we get? We got a speed boost, which actually virtually means nothing against this little Aron. So getting some more health back there. Aron is going to be going for an Iron Head, which is absolutely going to break my sub. Now, Earth Power will take Aron out in one shot. Even with -1 in the special attack, I'm feeling good about this. Unless it's like a crazy Everlight set. And it's not, and it's going to have 30. So that's going to be the end of my Diggersby. Now, it's going to have a little berry here as well. And that is going to be that's a Lychee Berry there. So boosting his attack. So I think I would have fainted that regardless whether that Lychee Berry or not. This Diggersby wasn't really built for bulk. It was it was Timid Nature, max speed, and max special attack, if you were curious. Next Pokemon I'm going to bring is going to be Bunnelby. So like, all right, well, Bunnelby, I can just go for Endure, get that Flail, and then, get this rolling, right? So I went for Endure, but Aron went for Endure as well. It's the day of Endure. Like, so many people were using Endure against me, and when I was using Bunnelby too, it's crazy. So that's a swap out there from Aron, and in comes Lunatone. And Lunatone, I thought, well, he might attack me, so let's go for Endure here, right? Now, the Lunatone, instead of attacking me, is going to go for a Trick Room. So like, okay, that's definitely going to counter my Bunnelby, because this Bunnelby relies on speed from the Salac Berry. And this is also a room service Lunatone, because I can see it's got a speed drop there, as soon as Trick Room is used. So I've got to swap out the Bunnelby and go into Greedent. This thing is not very fast at all, and I may actually... It's possible I could still outspeed Lunatone in the Trick Room. So Acrobatics is not going to do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it's going to activate my Key Berry. So I would suggest using Cheek Pouch or Stuffed Cheeks. I'd use Ganlon Berry instead of Key Berry. Like, that way you won't have a chance of it activating as often. Like, Key Berry activate as soon as you get hit by a physical move. So I'd probably mess that, mess those, or switch those ones around, right? So go for a Body Press on the Glalie incoming here. I've got +1 in defense, and it's still doing a lot of damage there. That max health, max defense doing a lot. Glalie is going to get outspeed in the Trick Room, and it is going to faint. So I think that Glalie just all had, status style moves, or it was some sort of troll set there. Might have been, I don't know, a stalling set. Next Pokemon's going to be, I thought that's a Brute Root for a second. That is going to be the Hoot Hoot. Root and Hoot actually right. I did it again. So go for a body press there. Toxic's going to miss, but Trick Room is going to wear off. So the Hoot is going to able to get a Toxic on Greedent eventually. It eventually got that. Do you know with Hoot, right? It doesn't have 1 foot. It's got 2, but it's got both its feet together. Who didn't know that? If you just watch Hoot attack or do an animation, it actually separates its feet. It's crazy, right? Like, it may even do like a little animation now. Let's watch it for a second. So Hoot's going to go for Root. Does it separate its feet? Yeah, it does. Like, look at that. And then it puts them together. That's only on PIMPNITE channel. So it's going to go for a Roost, but since it went for a Roost, right, it loses its flying type, which is going to make body press super effective, and Hoot is going to be going down in one shot. That was very unfortunate because Hoot actually had to heal, but just that typing really messed it over. So Greedent's going to take some more toxic damage. It's fine. I'm going to try and get as many body presses off here as I can. Next Pokemon is going to be the Aron, and Aron is going to go for Endure. I had a little feeling that it might, but I was like, well, what if it doesn't? And I do something differently there. So we're going to go for body press here. I was like, okay, that's fine. I can just go for body press again on Aron. That all good. It's fine. I know that it's got Iron Head. I'll probably take a little bit of damage from Iron Head there, but it should be okay. Now the Aron, instead of going for Iron Head, is going to have Reversal that works for Sturdy. It does a good amount of damage to me, considering I'm running max health and max defense plus a Keyberry boost, and that is going to be the end of Aron there. So bye-bye, Aron. I thought it might have like Endeavor as well or something like that, so I just wanted to get rid of that. It's always dangerous leaving a baby Pokemon on 1 health with Endeavor. Next Pokemon to come in is going to be Lunatone. So Lunatone's quite a counter to this team, so I'm going to, instead of going for Rest, I'm going to go for Body Press. I thought that was a good play to do that because I actually really need to do some good damage. Like, judging on the Pokemon that I've got left, right. So Bunnelby's not going to do a lot of damage to it, and either is Greedent. So they're going to set the Tricker up again, and Greedent is going to faint. I don't really mind about that because now I'm going to go into Skwovet. Now this was purely a disaster. So what I did is I went for Stockpile here, right? I was like, the coast is clear. I could go for Stockpile. Then I can go for Belly Drum. I'll be able to get rid of this Lunatone, like, lickety split, right? So go for Acrobatics on Skwovet. Does pretty good damage there, but I know that I can easily live. Lunatone swaps out, and in comes Gigantamask, which is Yanmask. I'm like, oh no. I forgot, like, I want to say this too. I was doing battles about 3 or 4, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'd battled for quite a long time too, or I'd been up for ages. And I completely forgot there was a ghost type on their team. So I'm like, I can't do anything. I've got the perfect Belly Drum set up here and a Stockpile, but I've got to swap out. So I saltily swapped out the Skwovet there, and I had to bring in the Dedenne. I'm like, what can I do to this thing? This is very bad. So it's got a nasty plot up, and it's got Trick Room happening too, so it's very dangerous. Psychic is doing not too much to me, and now it's got a nasty plot going. So I'm like, okay, I absolutely have to faint this Pokemon very, very soon, right? Now, I'm going to go for Toxic here. Toxic is going to miss. That really, really sucked there. So, I missed out on a turn of Toxic. Now, the Yanmask is going to be the Dynamax Pokemon too. And this is going to be no joke hitting me pretty hard here, right? So, when you look at my team, I've got Dedenne left, I've got Skwovet, and I've also got Bunnelby. So, you have to assume that this thing is going to use Max Mindstorm against both my normal types. And it's going to use Max Phantasm against Dedenne, right? Or Max Mindstorm, any one of those moves there. And it is going to be doing a lot of damage because it has got that +2 happening. So I've got Toxic on the Gigantamask finally. Now it's going to go for a Max Phantasm here, and that's going to do a lot of damage taking Dedenne out. So I'm in a lot of trouble here. Like, what can I actually do to this thing? When you think about my sets, right, Bunnelby's got no Waste Ghost, and either has Skwovet, so they've got Body Slam and they've got Flash. So what can I do here? Like, what are my options? So sending this in, hoping I'll live. I actually lived on 8 health, which is incredible. So that's another turn of Dynamax actually stalled out there. The Psychic Terrain is on the field, and what I did here is I think I went for the... what I did, I was trying to get the Stockpile going, and then I thought I could rest. So maybe I should have rested there, but I wasn't really sure who would go first because, Yanmask and Skwovet are both very, very slow Pokemon. So I wasn't ready to know who was going to go first there. So what I decided, I was like, let's go for a Dynamax Skwovet, and I'm going to try and go for as many Max Guards as I can here because that's all I've got left to do, right? The last Pokemon is Lunatone too, so I know that it'll be difficult for me to set up Belly Drum here. I'm only got a little bit of health, so I'm going to see if I can bet on Bunnelby defeating Lunatone. Like, if I can even get to that, right? So here comes the Max Guard, stalling another turn of Yanmask out. Excellent. Now, What I want to do is get as many max guards off here as I can. So that's another round of Toxic on the Yanmas. Only on PIMPNITE channel will you see me getting stalled out by Yanmas. It's a threat, people. That's also the end of the Yanmas's Gigantamax too. Or Gigantamax. Unfortunately, my max guard is going to fail on the second turn. I would have loved to get another one off there, but Psychic is going to take me out. So the only way to win this battle now is to use Bunnelby with the power of Cheek Pouch. All right, we're going to do that straight away. So first things first here, I've got Substitute, and I've also got Endure, but I need to be able to get that, I need to be able to get Bunnelby on 1 health at the same time. So it's like, okay, first things first, let's go for Flail. Let's get that happening. Now, the Yanmas obviously is going to go for Psychic. That's going to put my Bunnelby on 1 health, which is fine. Now, the Salic Berry is going to come into effect here, which is going to boost my speed. Not that it really matters too much. More importantly, it's going to give me a Cheek Pouch, which is exactly what I want. Now, what I can do here is I can go for the sub, and then hopefully I can get the dub, you know? So go for sub here. Now, this will break my sub, which is perfect. So I can go for a combination of Substitute and Endure to completely stall out this Yanmas, right? So it's going to go for another Psychic here on my Bunnelby. It's all good. That's going to break my sub. And now this turn, I can go for Endure. However, this is the last turn of the Yanmasu, and it's finally going to faint. It took forever to stall that out. I want to, actually, if I landed that Toxic the first time, I think it would have already fainted that turn, I believe. Anyway, last Pokemon is going to be the Lunatone. Now, I did do some good damage from the Greedent earlier on, so I'm going to pop the Endure here. I wish I could have got a Sword Dance up there. Absolutely no way I can do that. Here comes Acrobatics, so it's going to put Bunnelby on 1 health. So we're at the fullest basis power of the Flail. Here it comes, people, and Lunatone is going to live. I needed a critical hit to take it out there. Gyro Ball is going to finish off my Bunnelby, but that was a crazy battle there. Once again, going for the full 20 minutes. Hope you enjoyed the Cheek Pouch ability Pokemon team. I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Peace out, people.